After landing at Dublin Airport, we picked up our rental car and headed to Brú na Bóinne. Set in the picturesque green Boyne Valley in County Meath, we visited the ancient complex of tombs and monuments, collectively known as Brú na Bóinne. Containing the ancient mounds of Newgrange, Knowth, and Dowth, it has been designated a World Heritage Site by UNESCO. In addition to Newgrange, Knowth, and Dowth, 90 additional monuments have been recorded in the area, making it one of the most significant archaeological complexes in the world. Newgrange is a 5,200-year-old passage tomb built in the late Stone Age. It's older than Stonehenge and the pyramids of Giza. It was a place of astrological, spiritual, religious, and ceremonial importance. Newgrange is surrounded by 97 large stones called curbstones, some of which are engraved with megalithic art. The most striking is the entrance stone. The Knowth Passage tomb and mound is 40 feet high and 220 feet in diameter. It contains 2 passages and was originally encircled with 127 curbstones, 124 of which remain. This area contains the largest assemblage of the symbols called megalithic art in Western Europe. The Cabra Castle was constructed in 1808 and became a hotel in 1964. We enjoyed our stay and had plenty to keep us occupied exploring the green pathways, gardens, and the treasure trove of antiques. Set amid the waterways of the Erne River, Enniskillen is rich in history and has a pleasant waterside setting. Enniskillen Castle was originally built in 1428 by Gaelic Maguires. The historic castle now houses 2 museums, and it consists of a central keep built over 2 floors with semicircular half towers and a surrounding wall built of grey stone. The heart of Enniskillen is alive with museums, studios, galleries, shops, cafes, cathedrals, and churches. St. Michael's Church was built in 1875. McCartan's Cathedral was completed in 1842. The damp, moss-covered forest of Gladod Glen is enchanting, and it's a tiny remnant of the ash woods that once covered much of Ireland. We took a subterranean boat trip down the calm, tranquil river in Marble Arch Caves.
Bunch we're talking about that. This is hard and then we walk down here. Stalactites in between. With the water pushing back.
These limestone caves form the longest known cave system in Northern Ireland at 7.1 miles. Coming up to Glencar. Surrounded by over 40 acres of breathtaking Irish scenery, lush green pastures, and ancient forests, Kilronan Castle was a perfect place to spend the night. The beautiful mountain views made our drive to Connemara National Park very enjoyable. This is Connemara Park. Connemara National Park covers 7,400 acres of scenic mountains, expansive bogs, glorious grasslands, and enchanting woodlands. Its horizon is dominated by more than 50 magnificent mountains packed into 4 ranges. We decided to hike up Diamond Hill, and it was a beautiful hike. For climbing the mountain park. There's the fjords down there. This is nearing the top of, what is this, Diamond Head Loop? It's 1,640 meters high and rises above the small village of Letterfrack. It has huge ocean, island, and mountain views in all directions. And you can see Kylemore Abbey down there. This is going along the coast from Clifton. Some sandy beaches. This is just after leaving Clifton. We're driving to Roundstone along the coast. Brian's collecting seashells. This is going through Roundstone. Nice little village. This is Kilronan Castle, where we stayed a couple nights. Nice place. Most entrances have a night waiting for you. We stopped for lunch in Donegal. The town sits at the mouth of the River Eske in Donegal Bay, which is overshadowed by the Blue Stack Mountains. The center of town, known as Diamond, is a hub for music and poetic and cultural gatherings in the area. The city is also a good base to visit sites such as Slieve League, Killybegs, Marlin Head, and Glen Veigh National Park.
This is on the way to Slieve League from Donegal. Muckross Head between Donegal and Slieve League.
We stopped at Muckross Head, a small peninsula with beautiful panoramic views. It's a popular rock climbing and surfing destination. We spent much of the day driving and exploring the area around Slieve League and Glen Head.
This is Slieve League. Cliffs are over 2,000 feet high, highest in Europe.
Wild, dramatic, and majestic, the Slieve League Cliffs are among the highest sea cliffs in Europe.
Hiking up to Slieve League. Nearing the top of Slieve League.
From their highest point, it's a 2,000-foot drop into the Atlantic Ocean.
Up the pathway to the top.
The beautiful cliffs offer a magnificent panoramic view across Donegal Bay and the Sligo Mountains. League!
There's the ocean at the base of Slieve League. It's the highest point, a couple thousand, over 2,000 feet to the ocean.
We took a hike at Slieve League and traversed the ridge on the one man's path to the highest point of the cliffs.
Here comes Brian down.
These sheep have been painted for identification. During mating season, the male ram's paint is deposited on the ewe's upper back, so the farmer knows which ewes have been impregnated. We stopped to visit the Clogganmore megalithic chamber tomb. spent 2 nights at Low Eske as a base to visit Slieve League and the Giant's Causeway. The Low Eske Castle, as seen today, was built in 1861 on the site of the old Brooke Mansion. We left Low Eske Castle for a beautiful drive down windy roads to the coast of Northern Ireland. We spent the day visiting Giant's Causeway, Dunluce Castle, and the Rope Bridge. The Giant's Causeway is steeped in myth and legend, carved from the coast by the mighty giant Finn McCool, who left behind an ancient home full of folklore. Local people here believe that between the hexagons, the mythical features carved out in the rocks, and the tumbling sea, there's real magic. You may not always see it straight away, but come to this place, stand on the stones, uncover the legends, use your imagination, and just wait. It won't be long until you feel it. It's no surprise this place is a UNESCO World Heritage Site. A geological wonder with over 40,000 interlocking basalt columns, the Giant's Causeway is a result of intense volcanic and geological activity. The causeway provides a glimpse into the Earth's most ancient past, a legacy to the cooling and shrinking of successive lava flows. We walk the trail with breathtaking views of jagged cliffs and bays lashed by wind and waves. Carrick Reed means the rock in the road. The road is a sea route for Atlantic salmon on their westward journey past Carrick Island. For over 350 years, fishermen have strung a rope bridge 90 feet above the sea to allow them access to the best places to catch the migrating salmon. Crossed regularly by local fishermen, the bridge now presents a challenge to thousands of visitors each year who come to enjoy the same views and high thrills.
View from Dunluce Castle.
The castle was a center of power for their Gaelic lordship, an area of northern Antrim known as the Route, which extended between the rivers Bann and Bush. Since then, the castle was controlled by several families and gradually fell into ruins before coming into state guardianship in 1928.
Old moat. This is the gatehouse.
After leaving Dunluce Castle, we stopped in the city of Derry on the way back to Low Eske Castle. Guildhall was built in 1887, St. Augustine's Church of 1872. The 17th century walls of Derry are almost 20 feet high and at least as wide. The mile-long wall is complete with gates, watchtowers, battlements, bastions, and high cannons. The history includes brutal 7th century sieges, starving citizens, and fearsome, roaring cannons.
This is the Derry Wall. Little Irish town on the way to the Burns.
Dunguire Castle was built in 1520 by the O'Hynes clan on the picturesque shores of Galway Bay. It gives an insight into the lifestyle of people who lived here from 1520 to modern times.
This is a little town coming into the Burns. Coming up to Ballyvaughan. Church in Ballyvaughan. This is the Burn.
We checked out the wedge tomb of Capan Kennedy. Burren National Park is a very unique place and is said to resemble the surface of the moon. The park is a place of tranquility and quiet when it's not windy, and it has many different walking trails that take you through many different beautiful habitats, such as species-rich limestone grasslands, hazel and ash woodlands, and limestone pavements. The word burn comes from an Irish word meaning a rocky place. It's an appropriate name when you consider the lack of soil cover and the extent of exposed limestone pavement. However, it has been referred to in its past as fertile rock due to the mixture of nutrient-rich herb and floral species.
Very windy out here.
After a windy hike across a limestone pavement, we drive to another area of the park to explore the hazel and ash woodlands.
Just a little nature trail near the Burns. Fighting our way through the cows.
We stopped to visit Cahir Connell, or the car of someone named Connell. A car is a form of monument known as a ring fort, an enclosed farmstead. This example is bigger than most stone ring forts and was built in the 10th century AD by a high-status, possibly royal family, who ruled that area. The Cahir Connell sheepdog demonstrations were well worth the visit. The skill, intelligence, and obedience of the border collies was amazing as they obeyed every whistle and command of their master.
Turn around, turn around, turn around again. Turn around. Come by. Sit. Come by, I say. That's do. Sit. Hey, come by, come by, come by. Come on, sit down.
This is Dromoland Castle. Dromoland. And real silver. There's Brian. Going through Abbeyvale on the way from Dromoland to Killarney National Park.
This is heading into Killarney National Park. Killarney Park, there's the Muckross house. Looking for the Dennis Trailhead, horses going around. Bamboo and holly in Killarney. Once again. We're hiking on the Dennis Trail. Mountain view on the Dennis Trail. Hiking through the caves. Old abandoned wall, which there are many of in this country, full of moss on the Dennis Trail. This is really mossy covered. This is the meeting of the waters at Killarney. Killarney. The castle in Dublin.